If you're new to drawing, one of the best ways to improve your drawing accuracy for me is to work from a 2D reference that is exactly the same size as your drawing paper. But how do you transfer the proportions correctly without tracing them? In this video, I'll show you a simple step-by-step method to ensure accuracy in your drawings. You have your reference, that's A3, and you have your drawing paper that is also A3. It can be a different size if you want, it can be A4, but the important thing is that they're exactly the same size. So the first thing I want to do is to ascertain the top part of the reference and the bottom part. I start with very light marks, so just in case I get it wrong, it's easy to rub out. So I'm marking in, estimating this distance, and I'm also estimating the distance at the bottom, this distance from the bottom of the subject or object to the bottom of the paper on the reference. Then I want to estimate the extremities left and right as well. So I'm estimating this distance just with my by eyeballing. First, I'm going to estimate that, and this distance, I'm going to guess something like this. So the next thing I want to do is map out the contour or the outside of the object that I'm drawing. If I start with this one, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, how far from the top is it and how far from the left is it? Just at that point there. I'm going to estimate around there. And then really important, I want to check that coordinate that I placed. So I can use this, the side of the pencil, to check how far from the top of the paper it is. And I can do the same thing from the left side to see how I did on this axis. So yeah, pretty good. Not bad. It's close enough at least at this point. So from here, I can estimate where I think that coordinate is by looking at the angle of this and trying to recreate it on my paper. So I'm going to estimate that the angle is about this. And then I'm going to estimate that this point is about here. Now again, really important, I want to check. I'm going to get very precise with this now, with the set square. So first, let's measure the x-axis, 8. So I'm a little bit shy of 8. 8 should be here. And let's see where that point is on the y-axis. 9.5. Again, half a centimeter out. So this is the correct coordinates. It's 8 from there to there. That's 8 centimeters. 9.5 from there to there. Okay, so from here I'm going to continue as I did with these two and speed it up basically. So here we go. As you can see, I've marked out the main coordinates in the main areas, the main parts where the line changes direction. So next is to do the lines. And now I can clean up the construction lines with the kneaded eraser. And there you have it. In 3 simple steps, we've copied a drawing from a reference that's the same size. The first step was to lay in the construction lines. The second step was to lock down the lines. And the third step was to clean them up. So in order for this not to become a mere exercise in using a ruler or a set square, an exercise in measuring, it's important that you estimate first and then you check. It's this constant estimating and then checking and then estimating, checking that's going to make the difference. If you find yourself constantly estimating distances too long, for example, make a mental note of this bias that your brain has to always think things are longer than they are or wider than they are, and adjust accordingly next time you draw. This is a great exercise for 2 fundamental aspects of observational drawing. 1, estimating angles, and 2, estimating distances. I hope this technique helps you improve your accuracy with your drawing. It did for me when I first started drawing. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what drawing challenges you struggle with.